Valencia, Elyce. This is
Elyce, Vardi.
We are here. We're going to be talking about the negative stigma of sales in the black community, especially the black community. Reason why I decided to do this topic was I seen a Facebook post. A child was graduating, well, it was actually a student that was graduating from high school, and the parent thought it was a crazy idea for the child to go into sales.
What?
Yeah, she thought it was crazy. She was like, this is not a real job, please. She was on Facebook. And in the comments, people was actually saying, no, it's not a real job. And that's why I'm like, I do sales for a living. I think I do an excellent job. You know what I'm saying? Right. For somebody to say sales is not real. So there is a negative stigma of sales in the black community. What's your thoughts on it?
Coming from an environment where people have always told me I was a natural salesperson, I was like, okay, whatever. But when I actually had to do it, I will say that I didn't know how many people were thinking like, oh, so you're just trying to hustle people, you trying to grab something.
Okay, so how long have you been in sales?
So I will say now that I know what sales really is, I've been in sales since I was 18 years old, so over 20 years.
Okay.
But I didn't understand the art of it and didn't study the art of it until about
It is art. It is a science. It's an art and a science. You gotta, the science is the process. The art is what you make of it, the personality, what skills and attributes that you put into it.
Yes.
So what kind of success have you had in sales? You said you've been doing it for 20 years, so it must.
So my first real job, like honestly, it was an IT job, but I had to sell the guy that I was interviewing with that I could do the job that I had no clue how to do.
Wait, did he hit you with the sell me this pen type? They'll hit you
back
with that
then I didn't get that one. But when I actually started selling something was when I actually, I bought a franchise and I had to go out and sell it to people. I thought it was a great product. It would be an easy sale, but I wasn't doing very well. I sold to car dealerships.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
And I wasn't very successful with my franchise. I actually lost my franchise, was unable to close enough deals to survive. So I was like, oh gosh. But I took a few classes, Adam Sandler, I got into Grant Cardone,
I do Grant Cardone.
Dale Carnegie. I did all of them, Jim Rome, did all of them. And I really started understanding what sales really was. And I was like, oh, I guess I am natural at this. But since I didn't know what it was, I was just winging it. So some deals wouldn't close.
At what point did you actually figure out what you was doing?
I think once I took a step back, so once I let my franchise go, since I was selling to car dealerships, I said, let me sell cars. So I showed up at the car dealership. I was like, I want a job. The guy was like, I don't know. I don't want no women in here,
But see, wow. That's the thing, though. Like, women in sales, it's like such a negative stigma. Like, why don't they? One thing, it's like they won't let us do it. Then at the same time, it's like we act like it's not even for us.
That's only because they don't want a woman in the locker room. That's all it is. It ain't got nothing to do.
Beating their numbers because they know I come through. I will beat your numbers.
Right. They don't want. How do you compete with something that you don't have?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, a woman having a conversation with you, you're more likely, because you don't feel her as a threat, so you're more likely to do business with her.
Yeah.
So they can't compete with the non-threat. So they can only go off of aggression and, tricky tactics. When a woman comes in, would you like this? And they're like, yeah, I'd like to buy it. They're like, oh, she did something. She winked at him. She did this. She did. But we didn't do anything except remove the threat.
Yeah.
And so when you remove the threat, a lot of times, one of the biggest things that you do in sales, when you tell somebody, it's okay to say no, but it's not okay to not give me an answer. See, that's removing the threat. That is a sales technique and a question that I've learned to ask every time I want to close a deal.
You gotta ask for the sale. And that's a problem too, because people don't want to ask for money. I used to get in trouble when I was a young child. My mama, don't be asking people for money. Don't be asking people for money. Like, I used to get in trouble for that. Mm-hmm. But I do it now for a living.
That's right. Can I get $2? I'm quick to say it.
Can I have this? I didn't answer all your questions. I have the right product to meet your needs. It's okay for me to ask for the sale because you need it. Exactly. If you don't get it from me, you're going to find somebody else to get it from.
You're going to buy it. Especially in car sales. Once they walk into the dealership, they're there to buy a car. They're very rare that you're getting somebody just to come and test drive every vehicle.
Yeah.
But
now nobody just drive down the street and be like, I'm going to stop by this car dealership and see what they got.
Right.
No, most of the time if somebody's approaching you about something, they have some type of interest.
Right.
Answer their questions. People get so, oh my gosh, just answer their questions. People get so thrown off. Oh, they asking questions. They don't want to answer. They this.
They said that. I didn't know anything about cars.
Always just, but you don't have to know. Really, do you have to know the product? Do you really have to know the product to be able to sell it?
You know what? I sold more cars not knowing, and even when I did know, of actually not saying anything about the truck. If I was selling a truck, if I told the guy that this truck can carry more than this truck, he would say, but this and this, you're right. At the end of the day, it's about an agreement. And if you say no to the person you're selling something to, a lot of times they use that one no that you gave them as a way to say no to you later.
The average times a person will tell you no is 7 times.
That's right.
If you have been in, I've been in sales 10 plus years. If you've been in sales long enough, the average person is going to say no 7 times. You trained to set them no's up until you get to the yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to take 7 no's from you until I get to that 8.
If you didn't get a no,
rejection comes with the territory.
There you go. And if you didn't get a no, you probably aren't going to get your biggest commission.
No.
No's add in commission,
have
right?
you ever worked 100% commission job?
Yes, I have.
How did that work out for you?
So I don't know if that's a really good example, only because Houston is way too big to be just showing up at people's door for an appointment.
Door to door.
And them telling you, oh, yeah, all I wanted to know was the price. You drove all the way over here for a price? Oh, I don't want to buy that. That's all I want to know. Bye. Wait. Whoa.
And it comes with that, though, because statistics show that the average, well, we're going to say beginners. You're going to see at least 10 people before you get one sale.
In most industries.
Because sales, that's all it is. It's numbers.
It's numbers.
It's a numbers game. So you just keep going. I mean, if I see 10 people, I ain't trying to brag. I'm probably going to close 4 to 5 of them.
Right.
But they came with experience.
Yes.
My first job was selling vacuum cleaners.
Oh, wow. I bought one.
$500 to $600 vacuum cleaners. I said, ain't nobody going to buy no vacuum cleaner for no $500 or $600. Before I knew it, I was selling 3 or 4 of them to the same person for $2,000. That's why I was like, oh, okay, I like this sales stuff.
Yes.
I wasn't even worried about no base salary.
Exactly. I mean, when I was selling cars, I was pulling in, a 5-figure salary every month. And I literally, people were like, oh, you must be selling 25 cars to do that. No. I just made my commission on my sales. Mm-hmm. And I never hustled anybody for it. I never misled them. They actually graciously paid the price of the car.
Because you have to also have these images about these used car salesmen and these slumbags. At the end of the day, you're not really selling them. You helping them get what they want. And in return, if you do your job right, you get paid.
You get to add
So regardless of what you paying, like the Cutco knives, you know what I'm saying? I know people that make $500,000. They got their own office. They started, from the bottom. They have people under them. Like, you can make a lot of money in sales. But most people, everything
is sales. Let's be clear.
Everything is.
What
you sell yourself when you go to interview.
Exactly.
Like,
it is always a sale. And I think that for the mom to get upset about the young child saying that they wanted to go into sales, they have to understand that everything is a sale. If you are a patient and you're a doctor, the doctor has to sell you on that treatment.
It's always.
If you don't believe that this cream is going to clear up your eczema, then you ain't putting it on.
I already told them, my son, I ain't paying no college tuition. You can go do sales for about 2 years and I support you. By the time you're 21, you should have 6 figures and be out my house. You ain't got no college debt. You don't own no loans. Like, you didn't establish yourself. And I know how my son thinks. So he definitely has an entrepreneur mindset and has that go. Like, you don't have to go. If he decide he want to go, fine. But it's at the end of the day, you do not even need a college degree to even do sales.
And I have a son as well. My son actually, his first experience in selling, which was not by my setup. But this young man, I got called by the principal, said, your son is selling stuff at school and that's not allowed. And I said, what's he selling? And she said, candy. I said, candy? Oh, she says he has $83. I said, what? I'm up there. I'm like, what did he say?
He seen that it was a need and he fulfilled that need. he got paid for it.
You bought me this pack of family gum. A family pack of gum. I said, yes, I did. He said, and I didn't know. He said, I'm not selling. I said, you're not selling? He said, no. He said, I was sharing. I don't own nothing, Mom. I can't sell nothing yet. I was sharing with them what they were sharing. So my son has now hustled the school so he has sold the principal that he should not get written up, not get suspended, but he had $83. I said, how much were you selling the gum for? $1 a stick. I said, God damn.
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Then he moved up to sweet tea.
My son got in trouble. He got $5 because he was charging people to do their work at school.
See?
He in the first grade.
But
he got that mindset.
And that's a beautiful mindset to have because that's how America was built.
That's how it was built. We built on a capitalist nation. At the end of the day, this whole nation running off money.
Everything
is sold. When you walk in Walmart, you go to Target, you go to the gas station, anywhere you go, you are getting sold. So why not be on that back end?
When you watch the news, if my child just told me what's the difference between your child saying they're going to go be a salesperson or be a journalist? Because 90% of them journalists are selling you something that they believe. They're selling you that you need to lock your car because 8 cars got broken into the other day in the parking lot. You need to get this ADT alarm system because people breaking in houses. Hey, I just want to know, when's the last time your neighbor got broken into? Because I know paying $40 a month to ADT or whoever it is, Vivint, they come by every day, but house burglaries don't happen every day. But you pay $40 a month for the security, and now
it don't happen. You got the cameras on your phone.
Now you got cameras, you got the alarm system, you got all this.
You paying for that piece of security. That's what you're paying for. That's what you sell. You sell value. You find out. You ask questions to find out what they want,
what they fear, not even what they want.
That too. But you know what? The person who speaks the least always wins.
Makes the sale.
If you was a salesperson, if you listening, you gonna get the sale. Just let them talk. They're gonna tell you exactly what they want.
All day. All day they gonna tell you what they want.
So we can sit here, obviously, and talk all day about how good sales is. What negative things do you have to say about it? Like, what would you throw? Because, I mean, it's not, you make a lot of money, but, I mean, sales is up and down. You have your days where you might have 5 figures. Then you have your next day, you might only have like 2,000 that following month, you know? So you gotta be having that, you gotta have that money.
Sometimes it's the environment.
Okay.
And it's not the clients or the customers that are hard, but the environment. That's what I found for my negative side of sales. Okay. When I talked about being a woman in the locker room, that's where that comes from. First week selling cars, sales manager says, you need to go outside. I said, okay, I'll go outside. But if I go outside, I'm going to get the customer because I'm the only female. Yeah. So they're going to walk up to me.
Yeah. And it's actually easier to sell when you are a woman. Right. It's actually easier.
But this young man who I decided to approach me and say, yo, I ain't scared of no woman. I got this. This is my spot. I said, baby, you can have it. He said, I ain't scared. I'll knock you out. I said, good. I said, all I need to do is know, are you going to hit me on this side or this side? Because I'm going to brace myself because this dealership's going to be mine. So go for it, baby. And you have to be that strong and confident in that you are there to do a job. And it doesn't matter about the other people that are around. And I believe that is one of the biggest things that is hard for sales. Yes, there's the ups and the downs, but really it's your coworkers and your environment that make the sale the hardest. They pull you out your game.
You in a competitive nature because daily when you in sales, everybody's numbers are on the board.
Oh, yeah.
We know what everybody did every day. What category who sold what every day.
They're constantly on you. They want to know how many you sell today.
Yeah, how many you sell today.
You did? Why you ain't sell that way? I feel like in sales, your biggest competition, your biggest hurdle ain't the number of customers that are available. It's the environment that you're around. And do you let your coworkers get in your head? Do you let them throw you off your game?
It's like sports. Same thing with sports. You know what I'm saying? You can't let the crowd get in your head. You got to play your game.
That's right. You know when they get down and they ready to, blow the whistle in football. There's the person across that line. They over there trying to get in your head, talking about your mama, talking about your kids. It's the world that gets involved in it. Most times in sales, I feel like that's the biggest thing. And now the game has changed a little bit more because now you have the internet, and so you have people.
But e-commerce is huge, though. You can do sell online. You don't even have to be in their face. You can just post stuff online and just sell it.
And people just buy it.
And people buy it. Oh,
Right.
I like that. Let me add this to my cart. You ain't even got to talk to them.
People like to literally buy without touching sometimes right now. Like,
yeah, I do it every day.
What was that company called? Wish? I wished it showed up like it looked in the picture. I ordered this
Look
blanket.
how much money Amazon making. Like, who hasn't ordered Amazon? All them stimulus checks and everything, Amazon got all that money. Ain't everybody just online, just scroll, I'm going to add this to the cart, add this to the cart.
Yes, and that's what people, so that does make the sales game a little bit harder because now you have people who are doing e-commerce or ordering.
Well, see, I am doing e-commerce sales right now, and like I said, it's very successful. I ain't got to talk to nobody face to face. I'm a chat agent, you know what I'm saying? So it works for me, you know?
Gotcha.
So this is probably the easiest sales job I done had, from selling vacuum cleaners, doing construction, selling floors, cabinets, cars. Like, I've done it all, and this is probably the easiest sales jobs I done had. But, okay, what is your best advice you would want to give somebody that wants to go into sales?
If somebody's going into sales, I strongly advise you take a little time to understand the art of it. Pull up, if you don't like to read, then there's YouTube videos. There's YouTube videos. To this day, I got 10
years of experience, and I still read about sales.
Oh,
I still update myself on what's the latest sales tips, what's going on. Like, I still do it. It's a constant learning thing.
So I think that is the biggest thing, is to have self-confidence. That if you aren't confident,
you finna go in somebody's house. I knew for me, if I finna go in somebody's house and I finna try to ask them for $25,000 and I only been there for 2 hours, I better have some confidence.
But some people will think, it doesn't need that much confidence. But it needs a lot of confidence and secure in who you are. Because you might have the product, they might know the product better than you.
Yeah,
but
you have that too. They gotta like you.
Yes. and like I said, also just to know what the art of sale is, and also know how to ask for the sale.
You gotta ask for the sale. That's the most important part. You did all that work and don't even ask for the sale.
You and told them the whole dictionary about
they ready to buy and you ain't asked.
And you're like, okay, well, let me know. Let you know what? No.
The
question was,
here's your paperwork. Are we financing? Do I need to put this on your
card? Will this be cash, charge, or credit?
How we paying for this?
Yes, so that's one of the biggest things. But anything you do, if you're a rapper, you're selling. If you do anything, you are selling.
My best advice for anyone in sales is don't sell from your own pockets. That was probably the biggest advice.
Sell from your own pocket.
People think because they don't have the money that the other person they talk to don't have it. Don't sell from your own pocket. Just because you won't spend $10,000 on this, don't mean that this person will. You don't sell. You never sell from your own pocket. You act like
or by the way a person looks.
Yeah. Oh, nah. You I've been in some jacked up houses. Man say, I swear I done been in some jacked up houses. House was falling apart. They had chickens in the front yard.
But put 25, 30 grand on a bathtub.
Cash. $25,000 cash. She done pulled up the mattress. Pulled out some cash. Her, I want my carpet. I'm sitting up there like, what the?
Yeah. People buy and spend money on what they want.
So people, I'm trying to tell you,
So don't sell from your pocket.
So
that's a nice one.
Anyways, man, it's Elyce. Thank you so much for coming by and having this conversation with me.
All right.
Because, like I say, people don't understand what exactly sales is, and I think you did an excellent job explaining to them.
Thank you.
What it is. You know what I'm saying? Because we selling ourselves all day, every day.
That's right.
So thank you so much for coming by.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I am Valencia Lee. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share. See y'all later. We out.